funniest lie to tell kids. When my little brother was 6, he asked why grown-ups were always allowed to stay up later than kids. Without thinking, I looked him dead in the eye and said, because adults have to pass a bedtime test every year. If we fail it, we have to start going to bed at 8 again. He completely believed me. For months, he'd randomly quiz my parents, asking if they had studied enough for their bedtime exam. My mom almost ruined it by laughing every single time. A few years later, my cousin became obsessed with pressing every button she could find. Elevators, crosswalks, vending machines. If it had a button, she wanted to push it. So one day I pointed at the red emergency stop button in an elevator and whispered, that one's only for dinosaur emergencies. She looked confused. What's a dinosaur emergency? I shrugged. You'll know when it happens. Every elevator ride after that, she'd stare at the button, scanning everyone's faces like she was waiting for someone to yell, T-Rex! My aunt couldn't stop laughing. Then there was my neighbor's son, who absolutely hated eating vegetables. His dad finally told him broccoli was actually tiny dinosaur trees, and every bite he took helped keep the dinosaurs alive in museums. Instead of refusing vegetables, the kid started crying whenever anyone threw leftover broccoli away because he thought they were destroying an ancient forest. It somehow made dinner even harder. When I started babysitting, I got revenge on another curious kid who kept asking why adults always carried wallets. I told him every adult was issued a grown-up license, and if you forgot it at home, other adults were legally allowed to ignore you. He spent the next week reminding his parents every morning, don't forget your license or nobody will listen to you. His dad actually played along and once pretended to leave his wallet at home. At the grocery store, he asked the cashier a question, and she purposely ignored him for a few seconds. The kid gasped. I told you. For months, he believed the whole world operated on wallet licenses. My favorite, though, happened with my younger sister. She loved collecting smooth rocks from outside. Eventually, I told her that every rock had a secret birthday, and if you accidentally picked one up on its birthday, it'd become lucky forever. Suddenly, every trip outside turned into an archaeological expedition. She'd hold up random rocks and whisper, do you think today's your birthday? She kept a shoebox full of birthday rocks under her bed. Years later, after she'd grown up, we were cleaning out our parents' garage when she found that old shoebox. She laughed so hard she could barely breathe. Then she looked at me and said, wait, those birthdays weren't real, were they? I just smiled and said, I don't know. That rock did help you find $20 once. She stared at the rock for a solid 10 seconds, then quietly slipped it back into her pocket. Apparently some childhood lies are just too fun to let go.